Yo guys, real quick, I just want to put this in the beginning of the video before anything starts. I just want to put my email on the screen real quick. Basically, I'm not going to college anymore. I'm full-time with this music shit, and I figured I should do collabs more often than I do now. So if you guys have anything that you want to send me, I'm going to put my email up on the screen. Any style, Hyperpop preferred, but if you have any loops, any drum patterns, anything you want to send me to my email for possible collabs, I'm open to anything. So yeah, there it is. Enjoy the video, guys. Peace. Yo, what's up guys, it's me Shadow. We're back again for another tutorial video. It's been a minute. Today we're going to be covering how to make an Aldn type beat. This is something that I've been wanting to make for a while, but I've been pushing off because I didn't really know how to accomplish it. And I've also just been pushing off tutorial videos as a whole. I think anyone who watches these videos consistently knows that I usually upload tutorial videos like every week or two sometimes. And it's been like over a month since I've posted a tutorial video. I've just been super backed up with school, life shit, stuff that's, nothing bad, but just been busy. But basically, college is over. I'm dropping out and I'm not going back. So yeah, I'm full-time music now, full-time music man, Shadow, official music man now. Basically, I don't want to make this intro too long, but all I want to say is I've missed you guys. I've missed making videos, and let's try to run this video up to like 50 to 100 likes in the first week, just because it's been a hot minute since I've made a tutorial video. And yeah, guys, let's get right into the video. Before we get into anything, I want to say that this beat was inspired by Aldn's most recent single. What was the last thing you said with Glaive? That song is super fire, and I really like Aldn's production style. I'm pretty sure he's self-produced. Think most of his things are self-produced. I'm not sure completely. I just know that I've seen him make beats. A lot of his beats he makes. So we're gonna start the beat off by setting the BPM to 150. That's the same BPM as Aldn's song. If it isn't, it's like a couple BPMs off. It's like really close. And with that out of the way, guys, we're gonna go into the sound selection for the beat. All right, guys. So starting off with this. All right, guys. So for the sound selection, starting off, we have hi-hat click. Which is from the 4 AM kit, but it's also in my drum kit, Potions, which I'll link down below. I have the Euro snare, which is from the Gucci kit. The country kick, this D-Low snare, which is actually from FL Studio's default drum kit. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. Go to packs, drums, snares, D-Low snare. Quick pro tip, if you want like random weird hyperpop noises, literally go to FL Studio's default drums. They have a lot of weird, like funky fucking weird shit. I'm gonna get rid of these. Fuck you. Real quick, guys, I am gonna say that a good amount of the melodies and basses in this beat are paid plugins. I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet, but what I'm gonna say is if you want to make hyperpop, I'm gonna recommend purchasing Serum. If you're gonna get any other plugin, get Serum. I know you're thinking, oh, $180, that's so terrible, but Serum is offering like a $10 a month sort of deal. But yeah, the two plugins I use in this beat are Serum and Expand 2. Expand 2 is pretty cheap. It's like 15 bucks. That's not too bad, but I do recommend getting Serum, and the bass I use is Reese from Clueless in TDA's sound bank. It's really fire. It's like that's what it sounds like after I like distorted it and stuff. But yeah, that's the bass that I use for this beat. Then I have this instance of Expand 2 with the preset This Must Be Heaven in the organ sounds. Sounds like kind of like echoey, like airy. And then this other instance of Expand called Rock Warm Fuzzy that is also in the organ sounds. Yeah, that's basically the main sound used in Aldn's most recent single. It's not the exact sound, but it is sort of an organ sounding instrument. I couldn't pin down exactly what it was, but I tried my best. Then I have 3 more instances of Serum. The first sound is Key Princess from Sinju's kit. I think Sinju's first kit. Then I have Key Dual Disc 2. And then I have from TDA's kit Pac-Man 2. One more thing I'm going to say, guys. Even though I do recommend Serum, the main reason I recommend Serum is 1, because you can get sound banks that are exclusive to Serum that a lot of people make. And 2, you can learn your own sound designs. But I will say you don't need Serum for this. Or Expand. The organ sound is just an organ sound. You could probably find an organ sound in just about any free plugin. And the Serum bass is just a typical Reese sub bass. Do you need it? No. But is it helpful? Yes. And I do recommend purchasing both of those plugins if you have the money. And then the last thing is Tyrell N6, which I use this preset called Calculations 2. The only reason I use this is to make the little white noise. But yeah, guys, that's the sound selection. Now we're gonna get into how I made the beat. What I say in every single one of my beats, whether it's true or not, is the beat looks intimidating. Is it? A little bit. But with my guidance, hopefully you guys are going to be able to create something similar to this. We're going to start off with the drums, not the melodies, because as you can see, the melodies are the most difficult looking part of the beat. So, yeah, I'm just going to get the drums out of the way because it's really simple. Starting off with this hi-hat pattern. This hi-hat pattern is like a stereotypical glaive hi-hat pattern where instead of doing a two-step, you do like a one-step. I don't know if that's even the correct term, but you see I have like these alternating velocities, and it's just going to sound like this. That's really simple. And then I have this drum pattern that I didn't even separate, but basically this is the kick and snare at the same time. So I'm just gonna play this so you guys can get a vibe of what it's sounding like. My tip for the drums in like Aldn type beats or any hyperpop beats in general that people can't really get out of their mind, but it's really important to understand. Hyperpop is not always hip hop. A lot of patterns, drum patterns in hyperpop are more EDM dubstep inspired than they are hip hop inspired. It is a pretty even fusion of hip hop and like electronic music. At least for Aldn specifically, a lot of his drums are pretty EDM inspired. So as you can see, none of these drums follow a typical like hip hop. This is really similar to the kick pattern that is in Aldn's most recent single, but basically I just layered the Euro snare and the D-Lo snare, whatever that was called, on top of each other. And then, yeah, guys, so that's all the drums actually for the entire beat. It's just really simple hi-hat pattern and then a kick and snare. That's it. Now I'm going to get into the melodies where it is going to get a little bit more complicated, but hopefully not too complicated. Alright, guys, starting off with the organ sound, I am not going to break down how I made the chords because if I'm going to be quite honest, I don't know. I'm not a music theory professional, so you guys know that. I'm just not the music theory guy at all. I don't do that shit. So basically what I did was I listened to the song and I tried to make something similar to it. The only tips I can give is for this song specifically, he plays chords and then has like a little melody in between them. You know, the chords don't play the entire time. But yeah, I'm just going to play you guys what it sounds like because if I'm going to be quite honest, I can't explain this at all. One more thing before I start playing it is I have really low octave notes. Just like you can see, I have like 3 octaves of bass notes. Aldn does this, at least in this song specifically, but if you want your melodies to sort of have more bass to it without using a sub bass, use multiple octaves of bass notes as long as it doesn't go so low that it just sounds muddy and like trash. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna play this so you can hear what it sounds like. This is what the main chord progression sounds like for what I made. Yeah, just make organ chords. That's it. That's all I did. This is probably what took me the longest throughout the whole beat was just making this. Once I made this, I copy and pasted it into the second organ that I had that's more airy, that sounds like this. Yeah, super simple. I just kind of like turned it really down, so it's just sort of sitting in the background of the mix, just to like sort of add some airiness to the main melody. All right, next I have the Serum sub bass, which is gonna sound like this. So this is one of the 2 sub bass patterns that I have. Yeah, basically the only thing I can say for this is it literally just follows the root notes, bass notes of the main chord progression. Super simple. And then I have the second instance of the same bass pattern, but I basically moved everything over. So originally it was here and I moved it over here. I do that for the drop because Aldn does the same thing in his song. So that's what I did. Not much explaining to do there. So you guys are probably looking at this and thinking like, what the fuck? Well, first of all, let me just show you what it sounds like because, yeah. Basically, I don't know how to do arpeggiators or arpeggios, and Aldn does like a really strong, like super catchy arpeggiator when the beat drops. And I tried my best to do that by layering multiple layers of this arpeggio. But basically what I did was I copy and pasted the original chord progression, and then I did Alt-A, which is an arpeggiator. And I did pattern flip, and I did the time multiplier on this setting. You guys can play around with that as you want to. What I'm going to say is there's no formula for arpeggiators. If you want to know how to make like correct arpeggiators, look up a separate tutorial. I'm not like a professional on that, but basically I copy and pasted this into 3 different instances. One sounds like that, one sounds like this, and the very last one is going to sound like this. Yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for the melodies and the drums. There's one thing left that I'm going to try to do really quickly because I don't want this video to drag on for fucking ever. So basically, it's this pattern right here. And, okay, basically, this is the Tyrell N6 plugin, and when you play it, it's going to sound like this. Basically, it sounds like shit. If you guys remember when I used to make NascarAloetypebeats, I used to use these for my samples. Secret revealed, you know, woo, crazy. Basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this and you're gonna route it to its individual channel, and you're gonna run it through a bunch of gross beat settings, whatever you want to do. I put halftime and then just random stutters on it, and then I put some echo and reverb on it, and then I exported it as an audio clip because I know you guys are gonna be thinking, Shadow, I don't have gross beat. Neither do I. You don't need to pay for gross beat. Basically, if it's a drum pattern and not its individual like sound file, you can just run it through gross beat, do whatever settings you want, and then you can export the pattern as an audio file. It will export with gross beat on it. Then you could delete the instance of gross beat, and that audio file will still have it on. So there's a pro tip. And basically, I turned that into these little white noise sounds because in Aldn's song, he has white noise, little like weird fucking sounds that I couldn't replicate before the song starts and before the beat drops. So yeah, guys, that is all the patterns for this beat. Now I'm going to move on to the structuring and the mixing, and then we're going to wrap this video up. Alright guys, so I have the structuring labeled here. It's pretty simple. Basically, it's going to be intro and the drop are going to be the same amount of bars, and the beat is pretty repetitive once you like understand it. The structuring is a little bit complex, but not too bad. You'll see there's a lot of automation clips, but I'll go into that with the mixing. Basically, you have these first, like, you get to the 5th step. The first, like, 4 bars are going to be just the intro of, like, any white noise that you choose. The intro, you're going to repeat the organ pattern 4 times, and then for the second half, you're going to play the sub bass, the first sub bass pattern. Then there's going to be another 4-bar, like, gap before the drop just to, you know, build up some hype. I put my beat tag in it just because why not? You're going to paste the arpeggiated melodies 4 times. Drums are going to play the entire time, and the hi-hats are going to play for half the time. I basically took one of the melodies out. You're basically going to copy and paste all of this besides the little intro, and boom, same thing, you know, just paste that over again. And then the outro, which is just the same organ that plays in the intro. I took this royalty-free, like, summer, like, wind noises, and I just automated it a little bit so that it kind of like fades in. And yeah, guys, that's it for the structuring. Now I'm gonna go over the mixing. So to start off, not a whole lot with the mixing. First, put a fruity soft clipper, and then second, this is something I learned from Sunlight, I think, in one of his like 808 clipping tutorials. Basically, if you want your 808s or any part of your beat to sort of sound like gritty and cool, you're gonna put a limiter on it, turn the sustain, release, and attack all the way down, and then just move the gain up accordingly. It's not gonna be the same for every beat. You don't want to fucking blast everything out of proportion. But basically, what you're gonna do is move the gain up a little bit so that the 808 or the bass sounds distorted, and then you could lower every other sound accordingly if you wish. So that it's like, you know, the 808's clipping sounds good. Then basically I have the respace where I have this first EQ that takes a tiny bit of high end out and boosts the low end. Fruity fast distortion that I turned pretty far down, and then one more EQ to boost the fucking bass even more. And then I have the country kick, just has a soft clipper. You know, I take the soft clipper and I just fucking make it clip like a shit ton. And then the very last thing is I automated some distortion and bit crushing on the main organ sound for the outro. But yeah, guys, basically that's going to do it for the mixing. That's going to do it for the whole beat. It took me a really long time to record this, so I'm going to have to edit like a shit ton of the video down to be hopefully like below 15 minutes. So if you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, don't. Remember to hit the subscribe button. I try to post these videos every week. Now, again, I'm not going to go away for another month like I did before. And yeah, guys, have a good day or night. Peace.